Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
I hope the mic does sound right. Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. And I'm going to talk about the Iraqi dinar, gold-backed money, and primarily India. However, I'm going to do it by making a compilation of prior videos to cover along with the news that came out today regarding India and its move forward in the monetary system. And the purpose is to show how prior videos have tied into expectations that are actually developing consistent with what is anticipated. And so there'll be a little bouncing back and forth, but when you see information in the article, that's the new stuff. And when you see me talking on some of my videos, that's going to be the old stuff. And I will try to put the cards in there. So the cards will show up in the upper right so that if you have not seen those videos before, you might want to go check them out. And in the meantime, I'm going to remind you that this is for enlightenment, enrichment, enhancement, education, and entertainment. I'm not a financial advisor. However, I do hope that it aids you on your perspective when you make financial decisions. So let's get going, and we'll see how this is bigger than Iraq, folks. And hopefully this will help people to appreciate that.
And as I've said many a time, you can't trade gold leaves for maple leaves. And this is all narrative, folks, in turning towards the tenets of NESARA and GESARA. The war is over who controls it. And so now what is really going on is a move towards a gold standard and a threat to the US dollar as a part of the narrative to get the US off its butt and actually get moving because all the other countries are ready. Next, I think you're going to see China. And let's look at it for what it is. Russia's a part of the BRICS, and they're not going to trade their maple leaves and gold leaves either. So if Russia's going to go to the gold standard, Brazil's going to go to the gold standard. India's going to go to the gold standard. China's going to go to the gold standard. And South Africa is going to go to the gold standard. The globe is going to go to the gold standard. See down there where it says Fleming? Russia and China have declared they are gold-backed, asset-backed with solid verifiable assets as required by the International Monetary Fund. All countries would follow, beginning with the U.S. From the very beginning, we were told this was moved from east to west. There's no country further east than Russia. And Russia declared that they were gold-backed before China declared they were gold-backed. But guess who comes after Russia when you keep heading east? Then there's China. So as you're heading from east to west, you headed from Russia to China. Guess who's coming up next? India, if they haven't already. Because that's still east to west. And then you're going to have South Africa, and then you're going to have Brazil. Because, see, those are the BRICS nations I talked about in a prior video. And here she is, India. Russia, India, to discuss swift alternative for ruble payments when Lavrov visits New Delhi. Goes on to say that Russia needs new cross-border payment plan after its banks were barred from using international SWIFT payment system following invasion of Ukraine. That's narrative, folks. It goes on to say that the ruble payment plan will allow India to buy Russian oil and weapons, claiming its arms purchases are needed to counter China's military assertiveness. You know when they start getting sloppy at their narratives that hopefully it wakes people up and they raise eyebrows and they say, what? And begin to look behind the curtain. Because what does this talk about China's military assertiveness? Because when I see photographs like this, it just doesn't communicate to me military assertiveness. I see China on the far left, and then I see India second from the right, and I see them all linked together, all happy campers smiling with the big cheeks puffing out. They all seem pretty happy to me for having suffered
military assertiveness against one another.
So they're giving you a bunch of narratives about the Ukraine and Russia and all this stuff as reasons for this, but one thing is certain. What you look at is the facts, and the facts are countries are going gold back. The facts are blockchain technology is taking over SWIFT. They're telling you that Russia's coming off of SWIFT because of this war and sanctions and all that other narrative BS. What matters is, if you get your head out of the narrative, is yeah, they are coming off of SWIFT, no matter what the narrative says. And so, as I've said many times, before you bring in the new, you got to get rid of the old. Guess what the old is? SWIFT. Guess what the new is? On-demand liquidity. On-demand liquidity. Releasing all that nostro vostro accounts through blockchain technology.
So returning to the article, we can see that India's government is considering a proposal from Russia to use a system, folks, a system, developed by the Russian Central Bank for bilateral payments, according to people with knowledge of the matter, as the Asian nation seeks to buy oil and weapons from the sanctions-hit country. Has Russia's central bank been working with Ripple? Yes. Has India been working with Ripple? Yes, for years. Has Russia been preparing so that they could get off this SWIFT? Yes. Before this ever happened? Yes. It's all in prior videos, folks. And so the whole point is trying to highlight how this is so much bigger than just Iraq. And I will tie Iraq in as this video finishes out as well. But we can see the plan involves a rupee ruble denominated payments using Russia's messaging system SPFS. It says no final decision on the matter will be taken, and the matter has been taken, and the matter will be discussed when Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov arrives in India for a 2-day visit starting on Thursday. And so I've said oftentimes too that you can't trade maple leaves for gold leaves. But at the same time, I've made it quite clear that we're heading to a digital economy. And it's obvious that we've been pretty much getting training wheels to get there now for a few decades. As can be seen by, direct deposit of your paycheck and debit cards and all those things. It goes on to say, under the proposal, rubles will be deposited into an Indian bank and converted into rupees. And the same system will work in reverse, one of the people said. Okay, so that doesn't sound fair for Russia to me, because Russian rubles are backed by gold. Is there any evidence out there that the Indian money is backed by gold? Well, when you think about the digital direction of money, the answer is yes. The world's first gold-backed digital gold currency was launched in India, as this article shows, from June 24th, 2020. And so my hope for goal is to pull everyone's heads out of the narrative to see that this is bigger than Iraq. And things are happening that are converting a monetary system. And I will finish this out by letting prior videos get the point across, because the point has already been made. I'm just trying hard to get people to accept it.
But this is highly important too, that $120 a barrel, because when they did the Iraqi budget, at an oil price of $45 a barrel in 2021, and they're working off the 2021 budget. So they're making money hand over foot for those who question the ability to back their currency. And as we can see, tying in some more, Russia went gold back. Currency's going to go gold back. And then that's going to make everybody even more wealthy, so to speak, in their ability from a national state level to back their currency. And we know, if you've been following Iraq for a while, that they upped their reserves of gold and made it a focus for a while there, and increased their number of ounces of gold.
It looks like things are moving. But what I would like to encourage folks to do is catch up to the future. It's time to buy and get ready for digital currency. Your phone will most certainly, and already is, your phone will be your wallet. Money will go digital. After a bunch of scare tactics, cash will die. And this is the opportunity of our lifetimes. It won't happen again while anyone who is within range of my voice is still alive. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.